Hey you! So today we're going to do something a little different. I'll be reviewing some memes that may or may not be relatable to you with my best friend Ted.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's me, Ted. Nice to meet y'all.
I'm Azarelli, you can call me Rel if you like, and I'm a 27-year-old who's diagnosed with autism, ADHD, dyslexia, and anxiety.
Alright, so I'm pretty sure you have a fetish.
You always say that.
It's true, though.
No, it's not. I want to know what the aliens would do with us.
You are too invested in this to not be your fetish.
I'm very serious.
There's a point of curiosity, and then there's a point where you bring it up like every other conversation.
I just need to know.
Are you sure you don't need to experience?
No. The aliens, if I see the aliens, right, I'll see them, but from afar. You know what I mean? Like a 40-foot buffer between me and the aliens. I'd rather not have them, like, near me. See what I'm saying?
What I have to question you is, because I always ask you questions with this topic gets brought up, but because then you don't answer my questions regarding the topic. Like, okay. What kind of aliens are these?
I don't know. I've never thought of, like, what type of... They would be huge. They would be big. Like, we would be the size of a beagle for them.
So they're easily, like, 20 feet tall then, right?
Yeah, like, ginormous, like Mothman.
Okay, so like Mothman. So Mothman come down here. There's a whole race of Mothman.
No, Mothman is scary.
So there's a whole race of, like, aliens as tall as Mothman who come down here and be like, ooh, I'm going to put a collar on this thing. I'm going to take it home with me. And hopefully I don't flush it down the toilet after, like, 6 months.
Wouldn't you be, like, screaming nonstop?
But they think it's, like, barking.
Oh.
Yeah. Yip, 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 yip.
Oh, my God. You think he'd take us on rides?
Yeah, we go on car rides.
No, like, because they fly. But this is Mothman. We're talking about aliens.
So, yeah.
You think they would take us to different planets? We would be guinea pigs, probably.
Well...
Because different types of pets.
It depends, like, is this, like, first contact? Like, they never seen us before? Then you might be, like, dissected.
Oh.
Yeah.
But this is in my scenario, we're pets. We're not, like, you know what I mean? All right, so let's get on to the memes.
The hot memess.
What is your problem?
The problem is, I don't know.
Okay, so the first one. Extremely overstimulating environment. Me shutting down. This is fine.
That's you. Every time there's a tragedy, you're just like... I can handle this.
I go in with a brave face, really thinking that I can handle something, you know?
But then I'm like, ooh, make a doctor's appointment, and you're like...
Well, that's not what this is talking about. This is like, you know, when it gets too much and I just have that blank face.
Oh.
Like, yeah. I'm just gone.
Yeah, you just disappear.
Apparently that's disassociating.
Do you do that on purpose, or is it just like something that just happens?
It just kind of happens. It's just so you don't have to, like, deal with,
you
like...
don't even notice it.
Yeah, I really know.
Yeah.
No.
I've seen you like this. It's scary. That's how I know when something's wrong. And then I'm like, we have to remove you. I feel like security, like, you have to be removed.
I mean, it was way worse before my diagnosis, because before I just thought that's how things are, I guess, just here to suffer. But, I mean, we are here to suffer, but, like, now it's a little better because I have my headphones and I I can wear sunglasses if it's too much right now. I don't do that at work. I mean, I don't wear sunglasses at work, but I wish I could.
It's easier for me now because I can recognize, like, oh, there's a problem here. And then it's just immediate. We have to evacuate you.
Yeah. Okay, the next one. Gonna stop telling people I'm autistic. It just alienates me more. Now I'll say, I'm overwhelmed and leaving this party where everyone is drunk. It smells like Febreze and cat litter because I'm a Virgo. They'd be like, yes, Earth sign. Go home and advertise something, queen. See, I feel like that's smart, though. That's smart because what are those called?
Astrology.
Astrology is taken way more serious. Like, people are into that. Like, hardcore. I'm Taurus, by the way. But
Aquarius.
Yeah. I don't know. It's kind of scary how much more people take that seriously than, like, actual mental health and, like, science and all that.
People will believe the lies and the shenanigans and the stuff that doesn't make any sense over, like, medical diagnoses. Yeah, like,
oh my God, the stars are aligned in a certain way, so let's not eat, I don't know, broccoli for, like, a month. But, someone will tell you, oh, I was diagnosed with this. Are you sure? Have you tried essential oils before?
Will essential oils cure your autism?
I mean, at least I'll be smelling nice.
Yeah. I don't know why people believe things like astrology signs over, like, oh, this is how I'm feeling. Well, honey, your feelings don't matter. What matters is this shenanigans that I believe in.
Well, I mean, like, I get astrology and everything because I understand it. And my grandma was a super big. She loved all of that. And I'm actually on the Taurus Aries cusp. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh my God, that's why you're so mad all the time," or that's why you. And I was like, "No, Grandma, I was mad because I was overstimulated like 24/7."
That makes a lot more sense in context, huh?
Yeah, I was an angry teenager, and you know, like you don't know what's going on, but I knew something was wrong, but I wasn't sure what it was. And like now I look back and I go, "Oh."
It has nothing to do with some shenanigans an old lady told me. It's because I am different.
Well, now I know. At least I can have a more comfortable life, you know?
Well, when you recognize the signs, you can take steps to prevent or avoid, or have somebody who looks out for you.
Very true. Humans, when they have the same dinner 2 days in a row, my autistic has, when I get the same food 1,000, did I say that? 1,053 days in a row.
I love that dog's face.
That's me though. I usually like hyperfixate on a food for about a month or two, but that is the best. It's like, you know, when you first eat your favorite food for the first time, you remember that feeling? But that over and over and over and over, and then one day it'll just stop. And usually my threshold is about 2 months, and then I'm just done with that food.
There was the time where you ate nothing but like Chinese food.
Yeah, one time I was obsessed with Laffy Taffies too.
Was I around for that?
No, I was a lot younger. Yeah. And what's funny is too, my grandma and my father do the same thing. Like, my grandma was gross about it. She would eat, I remember it was like once it was red vines, once it was like spearmint gum for some reason, once it was Sunkist, and trying to think, like my dad, I think he liked Red Hots. I don't really remember. But once they liked something, that was it. They would eat that nonstop until, like, you know, you get a little tired of it eventually.
One, your family has terrible taste.
Yeah. I don't like none of those. I don't know. It's just like, give me the dopamine, daddy, with these Laffy Taffies.
Daddy brain, can you please give me the dopamine?
And then one day it's like, there's no more. And you're like, damn it. The unholy trinity of piss poor caretakers. Tag yourself. Tomboy, meaning this child is clearly queer, but let's hope it goes away. Sensitive, meaning clearly neurodivergent and often distressed, but let's keep it going until they grow numb. Mature, meaning traumatized, but let's ignore that. Quiet, meaning has been yelled at or ignored a few too many times and now considers all attempts at communicating with others to be pointless. Self-sufficient, meaning next to zero trust in parental figures' ability in various aspects of parenting. Lazy, meaning depressed but expected to perform tasks or actions without positive support or knowledge of how to do things. So what do you think about this one?
This is like your just like a list of mental illnesses.
And gay.
And gay. Which is, it's not ironic that sometimes, I remember a long time ago there was like, homosexuality is a mental illness.
Yeah, that was really messed up.
Yeah, that was messed up.
So we do not agree with that at all. We were both TM the gays. So yeah, so we're both part of the spectrum, but or the gay spectrum. No, what is it? Not the gay spectrum.
The rainbow.
The rainbow. Yeah, but so obviously we don't agree with none of that. That's nonsense. But that was insane. They really had therapists like advocating for LGBT plus, you know?
There was a joke going around on the internet, I think it was on Tumblr or something, that was like, oh, in Sweden they classified homosexuality as a mental illness, or as like an illness or something. So a bunch of people called in like sick to work.
I wish I'd be sick for life.
But I feel like I've gone through some of these on my own, even though I'm not on the spectrum. Or at least diagnosed on the spectrum. I'm sure there's something definitely wrong with me.
Aren't you bipolar?
I was never diagnosed.
But that's often like
associated.
Well, it has similar symptoms, but people get like misdiagnosed all the time.
Similar to ADHD and autism.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you have this one, you most likely have the other one.
Yeah.
Sucks, but
you telling me?
like a punch card. You just get a punch card and you just like fill
Damn, but see, after the 10th punch, I don't get.
Yeah, you just get more suffering.
I just cry. Cry big Studio Ghibli tears.
How many of these have you gone through?
Let's see, I was definitely a tomboy. Sensitive, yeah. I mean, I think all of them, yeah. But like I guess for different reasons, like the quiet one has been yelled at or ignored. Yeah, I guess because I was like ignored a lot. It was like a problem as a kid for me.
Yeah.
So I just always been quiet unless you're in my bubble, in my social bubble, and that's only a handful of people where I'm actually like this myself.
Like the 3?
No, like 5 or 6 people. But to get in there, it takes a long time for you, like, to break that barrier where I'm actually comfortable with you and I don't mask and I'm like my normal, not quiet self.
Gotta fill out the application. It's a 3-day waiting period. You have to go through the
3 to 5 business months, homie. And some people don't want to wait that long.
I've definitely gone through. Well, not the tomboy one. I mean, I'm a dude, so I don't know what would be the equivalent. Is there a word for that?
Not really, but like not doing like following gender norms.
Well, I never did that, so
yeah.
Definitely that sensitive. At one point I was mature, but then I said screw it.
I feel like it's easier for girls to not follow gender norms, where like boys and men
There's
will
more
get
expectations.
Yeah, boys and men will get way more like bullied and made fun of. Where girls and women, it's okay. It's like a lot more acceptable socially. Do you agree?
I think
like there's more flexibility in that, you know what I mean?
I think at a certain point there's also like a culture behind it.
You
know, it's like, oh yeah, women power.
That's even a stereotype, the cool girl, where you like the girl like beer and NASCAR and football.
I'm not like other girls.
Yeah, that whole like
I'm not
subculture,
like
I guess.
Girls.
Yeah, oh God.
I mean, I piece standing up.
I mean, well, yeah, that's the whole point of the channel. It is to be more like of a resource than like, you know, because I had people tell me, "Oh no, just be you," and I'm like,
Sam.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about
that. I don't know about all of that.
That's gonna work out. Yeah, I was definitely quiet. I don't know about self-sufficient. Oh God, I'm so lazy now that I'm older.
I don't know. I think it's just age.
You just get tired. You're just done with everything. Stuff stops mattering anymore.
And then you only do responsibilities when you're like, I need to feel better. Yeah, like I need to clean or cook because I just need to feel better.
Some kind of dopamine.
Yeah.
And I need something, so I'm gonna vacuum. And then when I walk in, I'm gonna walk out of the room, walk back into the room, realize it's clean, and then I'm just like, oh, this is what I wanted.
I am autistic, but you don't look autistic. Thank you. I've gotten this so much. Oh my God. You know what I think it is? It's like, it's not so obvious that they're like, oh, there's nothing wrong with you. You did not see me break down because I lost my favorite spoon for 3 hours, okay?
That happened. It's, well, remember, this is just like an everyday normal person who doesn't really think about autism like 24/7, you know? Like, you think about autism 24/7 because, sweetie, you live it.
Yeah.
For most people, that's not something they think about every day, so they're like, I've never met an autistic person that they know of.
Yeah, or the mom, the autism warrior. Like, I'm the mother of an autism warrior. I hate that. I really don't like that term.
I mean, you can be proud. I don't know. Do you have to like scream it?
Like, trust
me. How does
your
kid feel about that?
I understand more than most how difficult it can be. You know, especially not diagnosed as a kid. Like, you grow up not knowing what's wrong with you, and then you figure it out, and you're like, oh, that would have been nice to know. But to be like, oh, an autism warrior, and like, of course there's different levels and all that, and people need different amounts of support, but at the same time, like, that doesn't define you.
I always have a problem with people who just in general scream and shout their personalities,
like they base one thing around their personality. It's
like those people you see now with the recent elections in the last couple of years, with the Trump 2020 2024 flags, and it's like, you really need to have your entire life revolve around this, so much so that you put it on your car, on your house, you fly a flag. And I don't mean, I'm talking about in a generalist concept. This can be autism, this can be
like celebrities, like different things, like that guy who cheated on his wife.
I don't want to hear more about that.
Oh my God, but that's what he did. He I don't know. Should we talk about that?
No, that's a whole.
He like,
Save
but
it
he
for
built
another
it
time.
his whole personality around that being married and having kids.
Right.
That's like you pick one thing and then you stick to it.
And then it
like,
blew up in your face.
People are multifaceted. Variety is the spice of life, right?
Right. And I always think it's just weird that people choose to actively announce to the world, I am this one personality type. This is what my life is about. And that could be anything, autism or whatever.
And I understand like being proud of something, but it's to the point where it's way too much. Like way too much.
But this
it's like a fine line, I guess.
This particular meme, it makes me think like, how good of an actor can autistic people be? And
I don't know. I actually wanted to be a voice actor.
I think you'd be great at acting.
Like you could tell me any emotion and I could totally just nail that shit.
It all the time.
Yeah, like I practice every single day. Like I remember someone died at work and oh God, please don't judge me. But someone died at work and I was like, oh no. Anyway, but like I can't do that, right? I have to like pretend I'm super sad and it's such a big deal. I don't know. That's super messed. I know it is. I just have a hard time with, and also I have a hard time with empathy sometimes, like especially if I don't know someone. And then I also have the weird reactions to things.
Why do you laugh every time someone dies?
No, like Castaway.
Okay, so this is what we're gonna do in the future. We're gonna watch that clip of Castaway. You can cut this if you want, but then we're gonna record us watching it, and you.
It's just like every single thing that happens to that poor man, I can't. And I'm older now.
We're gonna do a let's react.
Okay, I'll give the background, but now that I'm older, because my mom let me watch this when I was like 6, I don't know why, but
it's not that bad.
I feel now that I'm older, I feel a little bad. But I can't stop laughing. It's so bad. Oh God.
When I first saw it, I didn't get the context that he tried to kill himself. I did not understand that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, but I mean, I was baby. I didn't know.
No, you don't get it. They're like, what? Whatever.
Moms of autistic kids. The world. Autistic kids. Autistic adults.
We were just talking about that. Look how that goes.
Oh my God. I mean, this is why I made the channel, again, is a resource because I couldn't find anything where like
autistic adults.
Yeah, especially to hear people because I'm more of a
They're out there.
Auditory.
They know they're out there. They're the ones making these memes.
Yeah, I'm sure there's podcasts and stuff, and I haven't. I don't know. I don't know if I can sit down and listen to a podcast. It has to be like something like a mystery or true crime.
I'm sorry. No, it's just the irony of it. Just where's all the resources for autistic adults? Well, it's here. Well, and then you're just like, what? I wasn't paying attention because I'm autistic.
I don't know.
Do you get that? Like maybe the barriers are there because of the autism.
I mean, it's definitely like. Because, and also I forget, there's like periods of 3 weeks where I wake up in the middle of the night, like at 3 a.m. in a sweat, and I'm like, oh my God, do I do this? Because I remembered something like 2 years ago.
Oh my God.
And then I research it for, I don't know, maybe 5 minutes. And then I fall asleep. And then I forget about it for 3 weeks. And then I remember that I was researching something. And then I research it for like 4 months.
Sorry. I've seen you do that, yeah.
And there's nothing else I can think about. There's nothing else I can do besides do that one thing. And then the dopamine runs out. And then I cry.
This is a tragic life.
Oh, don't be mean.
I don't mean like tragedy. I mean like, I'm so sorry. Fam, it just sucks. But yes, I completely see this viewpoint where moms of autistic kids get all the praise. Autistic kids get some help maybe, and then
once you turn 18, you.
F you. And that's just the whole world, ain't it?
Yeah, but all the support groups I found, everything like towards adults have been for the mothers or like the people that the autistic child is affecting. Like they need support. Like, okay, yes, I understand. Yeah. I understand. Yeah, like it's hard and I'm sure it's terrible because I remember being a kid and how like I remember being difficult sometimes, but at the same time, maybe put half of those resources for the kids. And maybe when they grow be older.
I don't even think it's resources. Honestly, I think it's like 30 or so people just spamming the same thing on like Facebook over and over.
The autistic mom
warrior? The same 30 moms reposting Facebook.
Sorry, no, the what is it? The mom autistic warrior?
It's the mom autistic warrior, and it's like all those groups of Karens just like...
I don't know, but it's all the mom groups on Facebook and stuff, and they like an echo chamber of how hard everything is. Yeah, I don't know, I don't want to downplay how like hard it can be because I'm sure it's super hard. I don't have kids, so I don't know.
I think it's just they speak the loudest, even though they're the minority. So that's
or they're
what
not
you
living
hear.
with it really.
Yeah.
That's like, imagine if someone had like, I don't know, their brother was paraplegic. Oh, the person I take care for, how terrible it is it for me. I can't leave the house without
They
having
can't
someone there.
walk.
Yeah, but you know,
Dumbass.
it's like kind of similar, you know what I mean? And
I
then
mean,
they
it's
have
not
support
easy
groups.
for anybody.
I'm sure it's not. Like, I don't want to downplay that, but at the same time,
Maybe think about check your privilege.
oh my god. Okay. But yeah, no, I try to find like support groups and stuff, and I found the stuff on Reddit, and that was always nice, you know, because, but I can't see faces to the names or like the different people. I don't know. I have a hard time imagining stuff. So all it is just me talking to myself in the little comments, you know?
From what I see and from what I've gathered, like from watching you do all this and you telling me and hour-long rambling rants that I sit through, just listening and going, I'm not ignoring you. I'm incredibly interested in the topics.
Shut up.
But from what I've seen, it's at this point, it's basically just a group of people now kind of just like trying to build something and figure it all out together.
Yeah, it's amazing. I love it.
Yeah. It's crazy awesome and it's cool.
I feel like we've gone into the era now where it's more acceptable to like mental health overall is just more acceptable to talk about and like go to your therapist, and that's great. I love it.
Well, we have to, because that's the only way we're going to stop mass shootings. That was sarcasm.
Homie, you know I don't understand sarcasm.
I know, that's why I just remembered, and every time I talk in this podcast, I'm going to have to say that's sarcasm.
Okay, well, let's not bring in the gun. All right, let's move on. Theory that neurotypicals are the ones with communication issues, actually. You're the one who can't communicate with me, buckaroo. Neurotypicals will play four-dimensional chess about asking you to wash the dishes, and I don't believe this is my problem. Literally, when I lived with my aunt for a bit, she said, it's supposed to be sunny all day, and suddenly that was her asking me to put the laundry onto the clothesline. Yeah. So remember my ex-supervisor at work? That lady was awful. She bullied me. And then like there's another lady that they would just tag team me all the time. She was so sarcastic. And instead of just telling me, like, just come out and tell me. Don't be beating around the bush or... No, I need you to just look me in the face.
You were going to say eyes.
Tell me. Yeah, just look me in the face. Don't look at me in my eyes, though. Don't do it. Don't do that. But look me in the face and tell me what you need from me. Why we gotta make it like a fucking scavenger hunt? I don't understand.
Now, here's what I want to know. Now, hanging out with me, have I ever done this to you?
No, you're not sarcastic. You just tell me, hey, do the dishes, and I'll be
and
like,
then you forget, like, to it, like an hour.
Yeah, I forget, but I know I gotta do them for like about 5 minutes until I forget, and then you remind me.
Okay, I'm glad. No, I'm glad I've never actually have done this with you, and I've made myself clear in how when I ask you to do something, I make it as simple as possible.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. Well, why do people do that? I don't understand. If you want something from somebody, just say it.
I feel like they don't want to come off as rude or like demanding. But you're obviously asking me to do something, or not obviously, but you want me to do something, but you want to like give me a hint.
It feels more rude to do it that way.
But it's more like not manipulative, is it? I don't know. It's just like you want someone to do something for you, but you want to think it's their idea.
Yeah, that sounds manipulative.
That's what it feels like to me. But it's normal. That's how just normal people talk, right?
I don't know. That's weird.
Or normal.
I didn't grow up in a normal household either, so when someone wanted me to do something, it was just, can you go do that? And I was just like, okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I never understood this.
I don't get it either.
I feel like it's those people who are deep-rooted with sarcasm, who like have to be sarcastic.
Every word that comes out of their mouth is just like, it just has nothing to do with...
And I've never liked people like that anyway,
well,
so...
people we generally avoid.
If like you're like that, we ain't gonna mesh. That's it.
And I feel so bad for anybody who has to live with somebody like that.
Yeah, like they're married to that person, or like the kids of that person. Ugh, I couldn't.
It's awful.
It's really bad. And I noticed too, those types of people will do it less with people they like. You know,
that's just wrong.
They'll be like, oh, I don't know, what's the old person version of keeping it 100? I don't know, like straight to the facts. I feel.
Yeah, I guess keep it straight.
I like they're not like trying to guessing game.
Don't play no bingo with me.
Okay, let's move on. OMG, you're autistic. You're so sweet and cute, and you can talk. We're all a little bit autistic, aren't we? Please just call me a slur. Oh, God.
I hate it when people go, we're all a little bit autistic. That's annoying.
It's absolutely not true.
That's so stupid. It's like, no.
You either
don't get it.
autistic or you're not.
It's just, it's the same thing as saying, like, oh, you're missing a leg. Well, we're all a little bit, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's like, no, you don't get it.
No, just because, I don't know, what? You have, you're late to a few things, or you're a little quirky, or you like to stim, move. Or are you, or a big one, you like, the stim toys? They're nice, and they're like, everyone can enjoy them, but that doesn't mean you're autistic.
I slap for those little snakes.
I like the gooey stuff. Oh, God.
Yeah, I don't get that.
I'm definitely going to do a stim toy review, because I love those.
Well, you have your goo kit. Let's record that.
No, I have a bunch of toys that I'm going to,
But, what do they mean by just call me a slur, though?
Like, you're infantilizing
Oh, okay.
me. Infantilizing me, and I'd rather you just hate me than treat me like I'm stupid.
Okay.
Because I've had so many people treat me like I'm stupid, or they either think I'm stupid or I'm lying. I don't know which is worse.
That sounds terrible.
That's why I get so heated, like when they when they think I'm stupid or I'm lying. And I have for years.
It's harder for you as a woman too.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, that's another layer of it.
As a white man, everyone takes me like 100% serious all the time.
It must be nice.
Kind of is.
Oh.
I make shit up, and they're just like, "Wow, really?" And I go, "No, I made that up."
But yeah, I don't know. Like when I was calling all the the secretaries in the psychiatrist office, as soon as I told them, "Oh, listen, like I want to get tested for whatever," or do you test for, or just whatever. As soon as I mention a word, like Asperger's or autistic or, anything in that camp, they'd be like, "Oh, okay. And can you tell me your address, sweetie? Okay, it looks like we're gonna be booked for the next 4 months. Is that okay?"
Didn't work do something like this to you too?
What do you mean?
Your job?
Who? Oh, yeah. That it was something stupid. It was really simple. It was a really simple issue, and the guy, he wasn't like a supervisor, but he was like middle management almost. And he asked me for something, or he asked me about something, and I told him, "Oh, we do it X, Y, and Z. We only do X, Y, and Z for faxes." And he's like, "Oh," and he started talking to me like I was stupid. I don't remember specifically what he said because that was a while ago. But then he goes, "Oh, so, I'm going to go ask your supervisor." And it was the lady I mentioned earlier. And I was like, "Okay, go ahead. I'm not lying." I love it when people try to scare you. Like, I am not lying, you stupid bitch. Go ask that other stupid bitch and see what she says. I have no patience. I'm sorry. I get mad real quick. Me.
I think some people just get too much patience in their life and they don't. They take it for granted,
Like having patience?
No, like some people are given too much to work with, and then they see themselves as, "Oh, I can just do that to everybody."
No, I don't understand.
If I let someone treat me a certain way, they might think it's okay to treat other people like that.
Oh, yeah.
So I think you doing God's work, honey. Keep it up.
Thanks. But I always think of it like we're all dealt different hands. Like in blackjack or a gambling game.
The worst cards.
Yeah, and sometimes people are born with like a full flush, right? And then sometimes people are like have a missing card and one of the cards ripped in half and another one was burnt. You know what I mean?
You're playing blackjack and you got like a set of Uno cards.
Yeah, basically. And I mean, you just got to work with what you dealt. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. Like, just got to work with what you got. I finally found it after 15 years. The scroll of truth. You're autistic. Yeah. Internalized ableism.
That's sad.
That's exactly what I did, though. That's exactly what I did.
Yeah, there was a while where you're like, "No, I can't be autistic. No way. It's not true."
I was
and
like...
I'm looking at you like, "Are you sure? This makes a
I
lot of
don't know.
sense.
I was like really scared and like really sad, and I felt like what I knew myself as, that version
It's
like was dead.
yeah. It seemed like it changed your whole entire definition of who you were as a person.
Like I had, what is it, a self-identity crisis almost.
Yeah, you basically went through like a major like who am I moment.
Yeah, and no, and then I did mention this in a different video before, but this is with the time where, remember, TikTok and the teenagers, the youth,
You,
are they're doing like they're doing like they're cycling through different mental illnesses, and it was autism's turn, right?
yeah, I remember.
Before it was DID, now we're hitting autism,
Oh,
and
those people faking
like the
all those-
multiple personality
Oh,
thing.
it's so cringe.
Okay.
It's true though.
I mean, it's pretty bad. Like
That you can't tell me that's not the emotion you feel when you watch those people.
you just go, oh. But at the same time, like we can't say who has and who hasn't based on like a 15-minute or 15-second clip, right?
But then there's also playing up stereotypes.
That is also damaging. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
It's not
like,
great.
What are you doing? This is so
I know.
terrible.
I know, and they're doing it for attention, and there's some that aren't, and they just don't know any better. But at the same time, it really affects the people who actually have that, And so I was going through the TikToks with all of the youth TM, and they were like doing all this weird like the stimming was a really popular one where they would just shake in place and like look like they're having a seizure, and I'm like, that's not what are you doing,
It's weird.
But at the same time, I thought, because I didn't know much about like autism really at all.
Well, you're still a little babby phase learning.
Yeah, but I thought, I don't do that. Is that what it's supposed to look like? What the hell?
I like how you had this concept of like, oh my god, this is who I am, and you're like, is that what the kids do now? It's like, I don't do that.
I don't know. It's very strange. Like, you know my stems. I rock like pretty violently.
I ask you when you're doing it, like, are you okay? And you're like, what? Yeah, I'm good.
Well, sometimes like when I'm stressed out or like tense, I'll do it, and I know it, but like unconsciously. And I know that's like one of the trademarks of a stim. A lot of times people try to like force it. At least from what I heard, I could be totally wrong. But it's like self-conscious. You're trying to basically soothe yourself, and repetitive things are soothing. So you move your body repetitively, you say stuff repetitively. I know when I'm happy, I like singing, but that's not a stim. You know what I mean?
That sounds, when you say it that way, when I'm happy, I sing. That sounds just like something like, oh, you're happy, of course you're gonna sing.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's not necessarily the norm.
I guess, I don't know. I just feel good. I like, because when I noticed for me personally, when I'm happy and I'm all good, like
You have energy.
I have the strength to talk. Or like I'm with someone I like, or someone I love. I have the strength to talk.
How much is it a build up to get the podcast going then?
The what?
So so since you need all the strength to talk, how happy do you have to get yourself to start recording?
I usually do it when I'm in a good mood.
Okay.
It's not like I have
You
to
force
build.
yourself.
Yeah, I generally only do it when I'm feeling okay. And if I'm doing it with someone else like you right now, this is fine. Like, because I'm doing it with someone that I really trust and I love a lot, and it's like they're part of my bubble. So talking to you doesn't get me tired at all.
No, yeah.
Yeah, I've known you for what, a decade now?
It feels natural to you.
Yeah, like it doesn't really bother me at all. I'll tell you what's wrong with me, and I'll talk in my normal voice, and I don't have to hold back, because sometimes like people think I'm rude, but you don't think that, because like, oh, she's just being, her.
Well, I think a lot of weird thoughts form.
Yeah. That's probably why we get along.
But that sucks. To figure out you're something and then to just totally dismiss it. You're like, no, I can't be that.
I don't know. It's really scary to be, and then there's not, like, when you don't know much about it and you're just figuring it out, you're like, oh, there's nothing that can make me better. But then that's not what you
I
want.
said it was a good thing.
Yeah. That's the whole like controvery with Autism Speaks, the puzzle piece and everything, where they're trying to cure autism, but it's not. It's literally who you are as a person.
I want to talk about that topic, autism being cured, as a whole other thing.
I mean, I can make an episode and you can feature it on it if you like.
Write that down, absolutely. But it's just,
that's the whole controversy, though.
It's sad. To me, it was a good thing. We found out what you were, and we could figure out ways to work around it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take an example. Getting up in the morning. You always have a problem getting up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Before figuring out you're autistic, it was just a hard time, and it just sucked.
Yeah.
Every single day. Figuring out you were autistic, we could work around it. We knew what was wrong with you. We knew better ways to get you to go to sleep so you weren't so tired in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
We knew brushing your teeth was like a major issue.
Yeah.
Getting yourself dressed, finding your clothes,
Mm-hmm.
getting in the shower, making sure you had everything prepped the night before. That made things way easier.
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah, and it's stuff like that I'm talking about is like the equivalent to the wall.
Oh, so you find out what the problem is, and now we know what the problem is, we can figure ways to make it less of a problem.
Exactly.
Yeah, but see, because it's like, it's part of who you are, and I don't think I would change it. I would have, if I could do things differently, I would have liked to know
Sooner?
Yeah, like when you're a kid and have all the support you need and stuff, because obviously I didn't have all of that and I had to deal with everything on my
Your
own.
education would have been better too.
Yeah, I was a good student, but...
You would have had more resources for school.
And I probably would have definitely finished college and all that and have a degree and all that.
Yeah.
And have more support and have more people who understand what I'm going through, because when you're a kid they give you way more resources and then you can build a community
Just
from
like
that.
Just like what we saw in the previous meme.
What?
With the autistic moms, autistic kids.
Oh,
autistic
yeah. So I don't know.
Yeah, it sucks. There's not like this. That's the whole reason you started this, was resources for autistic adults.
Yeah, and then maybe so people can see what someone who's actually autistic really sounds like. Of course, I'm level 1, so I'm low support, but I still need support. Like, I need a shit ton of support. But I have a job. I'm going to school. I'm taking one class right now. There's still things that could be done,
To make it easier for you.
Yeah.
And that's what
It's
we're
just,
figuring it out. Yeah.
I still have shutdowns and meltdowns, and I go nonverbal and all these things, but I'm still a regular person. Like, I'm still a person. Yeah.
It's
I
just
don't know.
about figuring it out, and it sucks.
Yeah, you gotta work around it, and sometimes I forget stuff, and it's a lot.
And never be upset over the time that was lost. It's a journey, It's not like you had to do everything correctly as you went.
I know, sometimes it's hard not to be,
Yeah, it's what it is,
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? I can't change time. You can't go back in time and tell little you, like, hey, you're autistic.
If you did, please win the lottery. Get me out of this poverty. All right, so there's a Venn diagram. One side is autistic people, the other side is cats. And in the middle, focuses on small objects and can be entertained by them for a long time. Might repeat a sound to calm down or when happy. Dislikes unexpected loud noises. Sometimes has trouble communicating needs. May sit in a box when overwhelmed. Needs a routine to function. Has a favorite blanket that definitely needs to be washed more often.
This should not be a Venn diagram. This should just be a circle.
Shut up.
It's true. I've said multiple times you're like a cat.
I actually had someone comment that I'm just a cat.
You are just a cat.
And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm picky with who I like, too.
Just
And there's only certain people I like.
Yeah.
It's not everybody. I try to be more social, at least at
better.
work. But it's just so, it's not, I don't know, I wouldn't say it's fake, but it's just not authentic.
Well, I tell everyone this, and it's the same thing every time I say it. Just fake it till you make it.
I guess.
Nothing is real. Don't worry about it.
That's it, and then we die.
So just fake it and pretend it's real, and it will be real. Because you pretended.
That's it.
In your research on autism, do you notice a lot of similarities? Autistic people and cats.
I guess the stimming too, with like body movements, and then also the hypersensitivity to like noise. I think they mentioned here, but the noises and also touching. Like sometimes the cat's like, "Ooh, touch me!" Like, no, don't touch me. Like that's me, Like sometimes if I know for sure, if I'm like if I'm in pain, like if my stomach hurts or something, like anything.
So
I'm distressed. I can't have people touch me because it feels like my skin's on fire if you're touching me.
So could you say that this is like you are at least 100% of one of these?
I'm 100% of all of these. I don't know what you're talking about. I mean, maybe not. I don't sit in a box, but I have like my special corner in my room that I like to go.
I mean, your bed is in a square shape.
I guess.
It's like a
That's
box.
true. Yeah, I go to like the corner with all my stuffed animals and my soft pillows and my soft blankets and my coziness, and that's my happy corner. So my happy little box, I guess.
Autistic people are cats, confirmed.
Well, me, I don't know. You know, everyone's different.
You're definitely a cat. Give you some fancy feast.
Me thinking that I'm masking so well that no one can tell I'm overstimulated. That I literally looked at someone like that at work on Friday. Cause for work I'm bottom bitch and I like get supplies and I do all the stuff that they don't want to do, and she comes up to me and she goes, I don't remember what she asked for, let's just say paperclip. She goes, oh, you know, Rel, can I have some paper clips, a specific size? And I'm freaking the fuck out of my desk. I'm like vibrating in place. It's too bright. It's too much noise. Don't look at me. Don't talk to me. Let me just figure it out until I feel better. And I'm just there and I just look at her with eyes like this.
I've seen you make this face.
And then she's smiling at me because
She don't know.
no, they might know. She had her sister is actually autistic.
Oh.
But high support.
But everyone's different. So
She might know. Not. I don't think people at work really know, except for like my current supervisor right now and like administration and all that. So I don't know. You know how that place is. But I just looked at her, and she just kept smiling. I'm pretty sure that lady was like, "What the fuck?" when she walked away, because I was like, "Oh, what do you?" And then I couldn't hear her, and I was like, "What do you need?" And I just like stared at her with a completely blank face, but I couldn't mask at the moment. She caught me at a really bad moment.
I have no doubt that looked like you were in a bad moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and you can't tell exactly 100% what's wrong when you look at somebody like that, but you know something's wrong, so it's better to just walk away.
No, she just asked me for the thing, and I go, "What was that? What do you need?" But like without masking it all. So hold on, I'm trying to go. What was that? What do you need?
Jesus.
And I just looked at her with like the most blank expression.
If I didn't know, I would say, there's something wrong here.
No, and then she repeats it, and I'm like, okay, great. And as I'm writing it down, she walks away. I guess she tried to get away as fast from me, because you know, a lot of people feel it's uncanny valley, or
You're a robot.
Yeah, I get that a lot. Like Data from Star Trek, he's awesome. But yeah, she was just like, what the and she walked away before I could like turn her.
You literally made that face though.
Yeah, that's how I was looking at the lady.
That's how you look when you're just like, don't want to be here.
Absolutely don't. Like when I'm disassociating.
Yeah, that's
like it's too much happening right now, and I just can't deal with any type of stimulation right now.
That's you.
Yeah. And then I look at the bottom. Look how calm she is as well.
Because people can't tell.
No, but the thing is too, like, I won't move. I'm just frozen. I'll move my eyes and I'll move my head.
Well, people see it as the opposite. They don't realize.
What do you mean?
They're like, oh, so like some of those those actions that you're performing, they're the complete opposite of what one might see as being in trouble, danger. Or not
Oh, like breaking down and stuff?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because some people, they don't know what a breakdown would look like.
Oh, no, yeah. And like, sure, some people, they think it's like, you know, you're screaming, crying, and making a scene, quote unquote scene. But it's definitely not. I mean, not for me at least. I'm like, I shut down completely. Yeah, and the meltdown, yeah, I go quiet. Even when I'm melting down, it's really hard for me to cry. I don't know why. It's just always been like that. Like, I'll feel sad inside, but I won't cry. And it'll be the same thing, but I will just, like, I'm melting down. I freak the out. I can't. Then, like, it's like a panic attack, and all of that happening at once is not great.
I'm
when
sure
I'm
other
there.
People have other kinds of breakdowns that are not similar to yours.
Yeah, definitely. Everyone's different, you know? I'm the weirdo who can't cry. Like, I only cry when something's really, really bothering me.
And
it's very, very, like...
That's like... Oh, this is dangerous.
Yeah. I know it freaks you out because, like...
It freaks me out.
You've only seen me cry, like, how many times? In 10 years.
Well, it's not funny, but it's a little funny.
Okay, here we go.
There's always the one last thing
Mm-hmm.
that puts you over the top to start crying.
What?
And usually that last thing is like something really small and ridiculous.
It's the straw that breaks the camel's back.
Yeah, and it's like the one tiny little last thing, and it's always usually something pretty funny. So what's the next one?
Subtitles. I can't hear without my subtitles.
I'm a little mad at you about this one.
Why?
Because I've been hanging out with you for so long that now this is me.
I need the subtitles. I can't hear them good. I can't.
I used to never need them.
Mm-hmm.
And then I hung out with you for 10 years, and now I need them on everything.
They're useful, and then people can have their conversations or whatever. Usually they don't, but they can. It's an option.
So when you watch anime, do you like, which one do you prefer?
I like both.
Both?
Yeah, I like the English and the
dub.
Yeah.
The dub and the sub.
Yeah. I don't know, I just can't. I remember I dated someone, and we only went on like a few dates, and we watched the movie, and I was like, oh, can you put subtitles on? And they're like, oh no, I don't like subtitles.
This ain't gonna work, fam.
Yeah. It didn't happen. All right. My autism needing routine, my ADHD.
Ha! That's you.
This meme makes me want to die.
That's you. That's just you. That's literally you.
If I have routine, it's too boring. If I don't have routine, it's too chaotic.
Yeah, doesn't work for you either way. I try to develop you like a routine that's like easy and simple to do that you don't have to think about, and then you mess that one up too.
Oh my! I know, it's so.
It's not that you mess it up; it's you just don't do it.
It's like so much I can't.
Give you like 2 tasks, and you're like, "That's it, I'm done, no more."
Yay! And I do like 4 things in a day, and I'm just busted.
That's how many spoons you got, man.
That is true. I'll talk about spoon theory in a different episode, but
I like spoon theory. Started using that in my real life.
That's good. It works for everybody because, you know, we all have so much mental energy. It's just, it's easier to compartmentalize. If you have it and you know that you don't have as much of it.
You don't feel like a failure.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, I just don't have the energy for it instead. I think that's all of them, right?
Yeah, but that's it.
Those were some pretty funny memes.
Next time we could do gay memes. Totally.
If you want them.
Yeah, why not?
So, what did you think about all those hilarious memes?
I related a little too hard. It hurt.
By extension, I related because I have to see you every day. And I'm like, this is my life.
This is it.
What was your favorite one?
I like the cat one a lot. I relate to being a cat so hard. Oh, I like the dark. I like dark. Like, I like,
enclosed spaces.
I like closed spaces. I like hiding, you know, when they hide under blankets and stuff. It's like, oh, you can't see me. Ooh. And like, okay, come pet me. No, don't pet me.
My favorite ones are subtitles because that's just... How did you do that? How did you turn me into that?
I don't know. You just got used to them. I just, they're useful. Even if like you're at a party and, you know, sometimes they play something in the background, like a football game or something, or sometimes they'll play a movie. It's nice to have subtitles because you never know. Maybe you want to watch it. Who knows?
I much prefer subtitles now. Well, thank you very much for sharing that with me.
Oh, thank you for coming on.
I love to come on anytime.
But you can reach me on Twitter, Instagram, and email. I got an Insta now. How cool. Ted says that if people want to talk to him, he'll let you know his socials later.
I don't hand out my gram to just anybody.
Oh my god. So mysterious.
Only for the elite.
Oh. And guys with fat asses. But anyways, thanks for listening.
Bye.
Bye.